Ladies and gentlemen, CocoSports.com is proud to present Wrestle AM. That's right, it's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the stars must have aligned because the entire Coco crew is back. That's right, the band has reunited. We're coming back here live to do this Ring of Honor 13th anniversary paper review. But enough of the formalities. Let's talk about the host here. First, you got yours truly, the sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here shaking the room live from the RVA in Richmond, Virginia. And, of course, joining me, my longtime partner way across the pond there in Tokyo, Japan, talking about the man, the myth, the sweatpants-wearing legend, Dave Kokotis. And, of course, I'd be remiss to miss our next co-host here, live from sunny South Florida. We're talking about the ravishing one, Rob Sackett. Gentlemen, good evening.
What's going on, gentlemen? Konnichiwa. Yeah, so as always, we ask win, loss, or tie, and I'm gonna find this a bit interesting because Ring of Honor reviews usually don't get shit for views. Yay! But this is their 13th anniversary, big pay-per-view, and I think Rob, this is the first time he's ever watched Ring of Honor. So it should be really interesting. But what we ask, as always, for all our reviews, win, loss, or tie. And I am going to go with the first 2 hours of the pay-per-view were perfect, and the last hour was just a win. But I want to stress that the last hour was not as perfect as the first 2 hours. But overall, I'm giving it a win. And if that third hour kept up with the first 2 hours, I would have gave it the rare perfect score. I really enjoyed this show. Now, Rob, we'll go with you. This is for best of my knowledge, is this the first time you're watching a Ring of Honor pay-per-view full show?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen highlight matches, but I'd never had a chance to see, like, how they present the pay-per-view, or, like, for me as someone coming in, I had no ideas what any stories were, who any of the wrestlers were, and the pay-per-view, I felt like I knew everything going into every single match. Like, I mean, I knew I had missed stuff, but they made it feel like I got everything. It's just amazing. I'm going to give it a huge win.
You give it a huge win. I just want to say something. If you've been watching Ring of Honor from day one, I have watched Ring of Honor from day one. I stopped watching at LOL 18 Gate. I just couldn't support a company about that. And then after he was gone, and I started watching. But the problem with Ring of Honor is I jump in the pool and get out of the pool. Jump in the pool, get out of the pool. I'm never like just chilling with Ring of Honor. But I really enjoyed it. I've been watching from day one. And what makes this one so special, if you have been watching it from day one, Scoot Andrews, bitches! If you've been watching from day one, it's just amazing, the presentation of this pay-per-view. From where Ring of Honor was 13 years ago to this pay-per-view, the presentation was amazing, and the atmosphere was great. It felt like national television boxing. That's what it felt like. It had that atmosphere to it, and I really enjoyed it. Booms, are you on the Ring of Honor win bandwagon? High fives, come on. Who's coming with me, Boom Boom? Who's coming with me?
You know, Dave, I'm not going to say I'm a diehard Ring of Honor fan. I'm more of a casual fan. I'll drop in and out every now and then. If there's something big, I'll watch it. I think like the last major Ring of Honor thing, I mean, aside from like a few TV shows, but the last major thing that I watched from Ring of Honor was last year, was their War of the Worlds pay-per-view. I tuned in for the 13th anniversary special, and I really felt like I didn't miss much of a beat. I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to give it a win.
All right, win across the board. So this is where you come in, Internet Inventory. Please put down in the comments, win, loss, or tie, what you thought of it. And this is something we had with our Ring of Honor reviews. A, we didn't get that many views. B, when people critiqued it, there were super ROH fans out there. You know, the internet, they nickname ROH bots. Where, like, if you have a critique of Ring of Honor, we're not the guy that's going to fucking attack you. There's a lot of people that are so loyal to the Ring of Honor brand where they're like, how dare you say the third hour was just a win? How dare you? They have some really super fans out there on the internet. So this is a safe place. If you thought it sucked or win, loss, or tie, you know, we're not ROH bots. And I think those super fans, I say it for TNA, and I say it for ROH, when you are such a super fan that you chase away someone that gives a negative review or a negative comment towards one aspect of your show, you're actually hurting your own product. You know, like if someone comes in and goes, oh, well, TNA, I didn't like the third segment, and you're like, you're just a WWE fanboy! You know you're chasing that person away, and you're actually hurting the product that you love so much. So don't be afraid. In the words of the philosopher Nick Diaz, don't be scared, homie. Give your win, loss, or tie down below. All right.
I just want to say, like, if you've never watched ROH and you're disgruntled with WWE and you're just tuning in out of curiosity right now, before we go long-winded and it's too far to hear, I encourage you, please try other products like ROH. It is phenomenal, and it's a great break from WWE's main product, which has been not great. This is phenomenal and just such a major change of pace. You'll love it.
All right, hold on.
Rob, I'm actually going to take those comments and I'm going to kind of like use this to kind of kick off our paper review here. I'll agree with you. You know, a lot of people say that professional wrestling, at least in the United States, sucks. And when you look at stuff like this particularly, it kind of makes you take a step back and look at everything as a whole and go, you know what? Wrestling in America doesn't suck. I think it's just WWE sucks, and because WWE is the biggest company, that's the perception that's going out. Mm-hmm. This was a good pay-per-view. This was very entertaining. They did this live from the Orleans Hotel and Casino. Kevin Kelly and Steve Corino on commentary, and I think Corino made no bones about it. He had been drinking. He said he was hungover. Steve, hungover implies you've stopped drinking alcohol and you're feeling the effects. No, I think he had knocked a few back, and he was still. And I mean, he had a bottle of Pinot, so he loses some points for that. But he had a bottle of Pinot there on the commentary disc, and he was partaking in some of Grandpa's old cough syrup, if you know what I mean.
Three things before we start breaking this down. One, I just want to correct Boom. I don't even think it's WWE that sucks. I honestly think it's just Monday Night Raw. I mean, you watch NXT, main event, Superstars, SmackDown, they'll surprise you with a couple good matches. I think it's easy to make fun of WWE fanboys. Trust me, it is. But I don't even think that they're WWE fanboys. I think they're Raw fanboys because, you know, like you go to someone and be like, yeah, Raw's the fucking best and make the most money. And you'll be like, oh, what was the match on main event? Oh, I don't know. What was the match on SmackDown? Oh, I don't know. I think WWE fanboys get a lot of shit, but I honestly think Raw is the worst fucking show in even their fucking stupid-ass universe. And I need to correct something. What are you talking about, Rob? Long-winded. All right, I agreed with everything. You said we're long-winded. Just because we have a 7-hour fucking show recapping a 1-hour television show doesn't mean we're long-winded. And I just got to get this out of the way. I love Steve Corino more than a grown man, straight man should. I absolutely think he's the greatest dude. Hear me out. Imagine this. Matt Stryker, play-by-play, Steve Corino, color. Go fuck yourself. The greatest goddamn thing human society has ever made. No, not the greatest play-by-play color guy. Not the greatest. Dude, if you had Matt Stryker, play-by-play, Steve Corino, color, fuck the iPhone. Fuck Fire. Fuck you, caveman. I don't give a shit what you got with your stupid fucking Fire. Fucking, no. This is the greatest thing the human experience has ever created. If we could get Matt Stryker and Steve Corino together. There, I said it.
Not only that. As a new person, they are what did the best job of just helping integrate me into the product. Like, they were phenomenal. That's the best announced team I've heard since fucking JR left.
Whoa. We're going to agree to disagree. But then again, I'm the only guy on the planet that doesn't like JR. It's official. Like, alright, please don't dislike the video because I don't like JR. but I just got to put out a little Craigslist thing. Dear lonely wrestling fan, if you don't like JR, I'm so happy because I'm not the only one. I just feel like I'm the only person in the world that doesn't like JR.
Hey, Dave?
It's a lonely life.
Dave?
It's a lonely life. Go ahead.
Dave, can we do the Ring of Honor review now?
Whoa, sassy pants. Let's do it.
It's like, wow, people say we're long-winded. We do like 4-hour shows, you know.
Hey, dude, welcome to Wrestle AM.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
I'm not here. See, I always wondered what would happen if I wasn't here. I know. It's like 4-hour recaps.
It is.
All right, Boom Boom, drive the bus, you fucking grubby. Boom Boom's the bus driver who's yelling like, "Stay in the back, or I'm turning this bus around." Yes, sir.
Put my trucker cap on. Here we go. Now, the first opening match was Reborn, Matt Sydal versus Cedric Alexander. Guys, I'm going to take it away here. First of all, my initial impressions with this. Matt Sydal, he looked like $1 million, in my opinion. I mean, he just came out. I mean, he just looked like a new person. That smile was just seemed a little bit brighter. Cedric Alexander looking in absolute phenomenal shape. This was, I think, a perfect opening match. It had a great fast-paced sequences. And when they had to slow down, that's the thing. They never really stopped. Normally in other promotions with this caliber, generally what will happen is these two guys, they'll do like a lot of sequences, and then they'll do like a rest hold. They'll do like an arm bar or a headlock or a chin lock or just something on the mat to kind of. But these guys were a little bit different. Yeah, they would pick up the pace, and then they would kind of slow it down, do some stuff, but they were kind of jostling back and forth. But they really wouldn't go into any rest holds, and then they would pick it up, and then they would just keep going. I think Cedric Alexander, even though I don't think he's a heel. I think he played a little bit of a heel role quite well. I will say props to Matt Sydal for that maneuver he calls airborne. It's like a suplex into like this back cracker. It's absolutely amazing. That was enough for the win. I think it was a great opening match, and I kind of want to see what these two have more. I'm going to see more matches like this in the future, I should say. So, guys, start with you, Dave. What was your initial impression of the opener?
I enjoyed it a lot. I love both these athletes, and it was fast-paced. It got you into it. I thought it was just a great opener. To me personally, I think the best openers are either super fast-paced cruiserweights or a really, really good comedy match. Maybe Colt Cabana or something along those lines. Just because it sets the mood, it gets you into it. Where long promos, it's just like, all right, what the fuck am I watching here? Ain't this supposed to be the preview show? So I like the fact that they went right into a match. This is very Ring of Honor style, but I thought it was a really good match, and it just makes you sad seeing, what WWE let go, and it's just I don't know. There's nothing bad I could say about this match. I really, really enjoyed it. Maybe I would have let the younger Ring of Honor guy win. And not that the other guy isn't Ring of Honor, but I don't know. I just thought it would be a great event to pass the torch. But that's just me nitpicking. But overall, I thought it was a great fast-paced opening match.
It was. It was so quick, and it was just super entertaining as someone coming just in. I didn't know what to expect from ROH. I mean, I had seen great matches, but I mean, I can go and people can find me great WWE matches, great every promotion matches. Every promotion has at least a few. So I didn't know what to expect. And, when I saw this match come out of the opening match, I was blown away. I was like, wait, this is your openers? This is phenomenal. It's so fast-paced. I'm blown away by just everything in this promotion.
Yeah, it was really entertaining, and it's great to see Matt Sydal be free from that giant evil corporation and show how much talent he really has. It was just great. So hopefully they keep it up, and hopefully they keep it going. Like I said, the only nitpick was I would have maybe give it to Alexander. All right, Booms, your thoughts?
You know, again, I agree. I mean, it was just a fun match. I think it was a great way to start the pay-per-view, and I was like, okay, here we go. This is great. Now the next match, I think they slowed it down a little bit because the next match was Moose with Stokely Hathaway and Vita Scott taking on Mark Briscoe. Um, you know what, Rob? I'll let you start off on this one. I'm going to kind of just save mine here, my thoughts on it. I'm just going to try to get somebody who hadn't really seen this before. What were your impressions of this match here?
Oh, I thought that it was pretty amazing. For one, you can ask Dave. I shit all over Roman Reigns' spear all Monday night because I had seen Moose's spear the night before and I had seen Rhino's spear like a week and a half ago. And Moose's spear is gorgeous. I love how he adds the flip onto the end of that spear. It just makes it look so flashy for such a small addition. But the whole match was awesome, and at the end, when Veda pushed his hand down and told him not to shake because he's a loser, I actually got into that. Like, as someone who's just new to the pay-per-view, they did such a good job on the announce team and everything, selling how important the code of honor and the shake and everything is in ROH, that when he didn't do it, I actually, like, that was, to me, I was annoyed. I was actually irritated at him. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, that match was just great, though.
Yeah, Mark Briscoe is such a great sports entertainer now, and I don't mean that as an insult. Just how much pure entertainment he is great. Moose's spear is absolutely amazing, and I'm a muscleist. There's racist, there's sexist. I am officially a muscleist when it comes to pro wrestling. If you look like Moose, I just assume you can't wrestle. So that's just me. But he can wrestle and he keeps improving, and it's a sports athlete, and they did a great job of the video package with Briscoe and Moose. I thought the video package got me so pumped up. I thought they did a great job with that. I have to be negative. I'm always one of those guys. If I'm too positive, I have to say something negative, or if I'm too negative, I have to be something positive. The only negative I have of this match is Moose doesn't need the man manager. It just seems like two managers are a bit much, and the girl is doing such a great job. And if you're talking about Ring of Honor improving, that girl used to hand out programs. That's where she started. She started off selling programs, and now she's bickety bam, bickety boom. Look at holy shamoles. But yeah, I just thought, the girl manager did so much better, and the male manager just seems to be out of place. And in Ring of Honor, there's more people that need managers. It's not like
Scott.
Yeah. But I just think the fact, Beta Scott. Sorry, I apologize. I'm a little punch drunk today. But yeah, Beta Scott, to me, she should be the only manager. If you have multiple managers, send them elsewhere. It just seems awkward. Like, what is he? But then again, it kind of adds to the athlete, the entourage, and all that. So maybe I'm just nitpicking here. But I really enjoyed this, and a lot of people, one of the things they go against the Briscoes is like, oh, they'll never be able to go to WWE. Mark Briscoe's he can wrestle the Ring of Honor style, and B, he can entertain the WWE style. So those people that say the Briscoes can never make it to WWE or to the next stage are just full of shit, because it was just pure entertainment. It was such a great match, and I wonder where Moose's future lies. A lot of people think. Go ahead.
It's funny you should mention that, because Moose is actually somebody that WWE has on their radar right now. They've expressed interest in signing him, and after watching this match, I can see why. Now, I'm not as completely high on this match as you two. Now, I will agree with Rob in the point that I love the video package, hyping up Moose, about how tough he is, how his career in the NFL, which is, something WWE absolutely loves. I mean, if you're like a washed out NFL guy, hell, you go automatically go to the top of the list. But I'll agree. I did not like the managers. I think I'm not supposed to, because I think at least where I'm thinking Ring of Honor is going with this is there. I mean, they kind of have Stokely Hathaway, who's just kind of there, and Vita Scott V. To me, I mean, she's cute. Yes, and I don't hate her. I just think she just looks so much like a chick trying to be a professional wrestling manager. I mean, that's just the way it came off to me. And she was trying to be, working hard to try to come off as a bitch, and it just didn't really work for me. And I think where they're going with this is they want to do this intentionally so that way Moose can break away from Vita Scott and be his own man and be like this big, this big baby face turn for him. But I was impressed with Moose's spear, that little twist he puts on it at the end. But overall, I wasn't. Yes, he's a big guy, and I felt like Mark Briscoe carried the bulk of that match because, if you watch that match, I mean, it's Briscoe, busting his ass, doing everything he can, trying to make Moose look like this just huge. I mean, he's a guy who's built like a fucking brick shed house. And he's, taking spills, blips, and elbows, trying to put this guy over. And I'm not going to say the match was bad, but I really felt like Mark carried the bulk of it because it was just I felt like it was all power, no finesse from Moose. But then again, maybe that's why he's there. He's learning. He's getting better. Put him in there with a veteran, and and maybe things will improve. But overall, I felt the match was just and it was really short. It was a 5-minute match, and I was like, you know what, maybe that was a little generous. But not going to say the match was bad, but it wasn't that great either.
All right, just going to go through some live comments because we don't get many live comments on the ROH shows. We need ROH and New Japan shows to do as much as Raw. Like, that's my dream. One day I'd like to see straight across the board the new, because like here's the thing. I was like, oh, New Japan's improving, and they're like, oh, do a pay-per-view profit. So I did Ring of Honor, and I mean not Ring of Honor. I did Raw, and the stats did so good, and then I did a pay-per-view profits of New Japan, and they're like 3 people saw it. So I am Mike Ashman, pay-per-view profit winner, says solid ROH anniversary show. Amazing how the universe works when you have ROH legends back in ROH and a landmark stage for the promotion. This is going to be a huge year for ROH. Hopefully Sinclair won't hold the promotion back and invest that much more. Yeah, Sinclair. All right, I'm gonna come out of the closet, gentlemen. Rob, calm down. I worked for Sinclair.
Oh.
Dude, it's the shittiest fucking company ever. Booms, I hope you don't work for Sinclair. I should have asked that before we started.
I actually, believe it or not, actually interned at a Sinclair station. But
God. They like... Yeah, I don't know. I hope, but don't hold your breath on Sinclair giving a shit about any of their products. Sinclair is budget television at its best, and that's not fair. There's some good budget television. There's some mom and pop TV networks. Trust me, when you work in news and producing, you'll be like, how the hell is this even a TV station sometimes? I'm sure Booms has been there during his interning years. But like sometimes you'll go to a building and you're like, this is a TV station? There's some mom and pop TV networks out there that you just skip over. But yeah, Sinclair is, yeah. I hope Ring of Honor does good. And pray to Terry Funk Sinclair steps up, but they don't have a track record of stepping up for anything. If they could, like, you ever watch The Critic? That's my role model. That's who I dream to be. But anyway, they always show like what the other network is beating his ratings. That's Sinclair. Like, it's just like, here's a washer and dryer. Watch it. All right, we don't have to pay a host. Matt, and he also says Matt Sydal is fucking flawless. Cedric Alexander, I feel, is going to turn heel sooner rather than later, and that's a possibility. Know what I love about Ring of Honor, and I've said this. I said this when I was a indie promoter, and it's gonna sound like an insult, but it's not. You know what Ring of Honor does better than everyone? Nothing. And you're like, whoa, where are you going with this? What I mean by they do nothing better is when it's a lot of companies, including the big companies, when the match is over, they're done selling. When there's a break in the action or their ring announcers are going, they just make everything so believable. Like if this match, this Cedric Alexander match, happens in WWE or TNA or an independent, he would have just rolled out of the ring and walked towards the back. But no, he acts, he shows emotion, so when there's nothing going on, that's when Ring of Honor shines. And I know that sounds crazy, but go back and watch. Go back and watch like a WWE pay-per-view and find out when nothing's going on. The athletes are fucking lost and confused. I'm even talking about you, John Cena boy. Now watch Ring of Honor. When nothing's going on, they still believe. They don't bring their guard down. And it just adds so much to the excitement. All right, Booms, let's head to the next match.
Next match here was a three-way tag team match. It was The Addiction, that's the tandem of Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, versus The Kingdom, that is Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, versus the Bullet Club. Now, there should be a little asterisk here. The Bullet Club was supposed to be Machine Gun Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. However, Doc Gallows got caught up in the Detroit airport due to the winter weather that's going around through the East Coast. And from someone who's living on the East Coast right now, granted, we've got nothing compared to what fucking Boston's gotten. God bless those people, but yeah, it's been a little bit of miserable. I mean, I wound up having to come in on an off day, from work, on my off day, to cover this winter weather that's going through, so I can sympathize with that. So Machine Gun Carl Anderson, instead of selecting another tag team partner or bowing out of the match, no, he just represented the Bullet Club by himself. Dave, I tell you what, you haven't started one, so start this one.
I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a great storyline, nice cover. Steve Carino said it best. At least it's not Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett and the Bullet Club is such a fucking disgrace. I don't know. I thought it made, because Ring of Honor and New Japan work together, and I'm a New Japan fanboy, and to me, Ring of Honor always gets the best, and it fucking blows my mind. It's like you're in the Tokyo Dome, you are the second biggest company in the world, and you bow down to Ring of Honor. And this match, they could have continued that, but I think even though Carl Anderson took the pin, I thought that they told a great story, and they didn't make the New Japan guy look weak. Now, granted, if he was Asian, that might have been a different story.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't make the New Japan guy look weak. I really enjoyed it. I thought, I just enjoyed the storytelling. I enjoyed the Kingdom. The Addiction, I have mixed feelings. Like, I wish that they were pushed more, but at the same time, it's like, no, it's the Kingdom's time. So I got mixed feelings on that. But I really did enjoy the match. I really enjoyed the storyline. I like the fact that Carl Anderson got to wrestle on his own. If anyone watched my New Japan New Cup review, he's my pick to win it all this year. I've been wrong before, and New Japan's a lot harder to predict, but that's my early prediction. And I really enjoyed this match. I enjoyed it a lot, and something horrible of being snowed in turned into something good. All right, Rob, your thoughts?
I thought Prince Devitt's replacement leader was fucking awesome. Like, for a guy who had to go in and do it.
Hold on. Not so fast. If you're going to make fun of someone,
I read about
Devitt's
no, that's not
replacement,
making
that's AJ
fun.
Styles. Carl Anderson.
No, isn't he the new leader?
I don't know. This is a big debate that nerds fight over.
I went off Wikipedia. Wikipedia says he's the leader. Because at some point in this pay-per-view, I was like, how fucking big is the Bullet Club? And I went to Wikipedia just to look up the Bullet Club to find out more about the Bullet Club. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay, it's not as big as the NWO. I don't have to worry.
Oh, but it's getting a little out of control. The Jeff Jarrett thing was a fucking kick in the balls. Thank you, Steve Carino, for fucking throwing that out under the bus. I love New Japan, but you have to fucking throw those motherfuckers under the bus sometimes. But go on.
I do want to say, for a dude who went into this match just by himself and one dude and against two tag teams, no one expected him to win. And, I expected him to be the guy who took the pin just because it's the obvious one. He doesn't suffer anything just because, he's at a weakened point. But, man, he looked really strong for a guy who was in there by himself. He looked great.
And the announce team did a great job selling it, too.
Mm-hmm. The whole time, though, I couldn't help but wondering how much better would this match be if his partner had made it.
And this is one of the things where I want to go to the dirt sheets. I want to see behind the scenes. I wonder what the match and the finish would have been if his partner was there. I mean, I thought they had, they had shit and they made coleslaw sandwiches or whatever the hell Brock Lesnar says. And I thought they did an amazing job. But I wonder, do you think they changed it last second because his partner wasn't there?
I actually thought about that too. I kind of gave this match a pass because I was like, well, it's like a car, racing and like Daytona, and then it blows like a cylinder. Yeah, it's still running, but it's kind of off just a little bit. And I was like, this is nobody's fault. I mean, it's not like Doc Gallows was lazy or anything. No, I mean, he couldn't control the weather and he didn't make it. And I'm at least going to give props to Ring of Honor for just kind of toughing it out because the show must go on. And he went out, and I think Carl Anderson went out there and looked great. I think the Kingdom was really great as the villains. The Addiction, being a little bit respectful there. I kind of like, Taven being used as a weapon. To me, the whole match kind of came off as a mess, and I would be remiss to not mention that Spike pile driver towards the end. So, I kind of hope this is they do like a rematch at like another pay-per-view and have the Bullet Club go over, because I think they left a little too much on the table, not because of anybody's fault, but I think they made the best with what they had, and I think what you're referring to is chicken salad, because we got to say, at least what I work in, because we go, it's chicken salad day, because some days you're expected to make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yes, that's what I was looking for, not a coleslaw sandwich. Thank you, Boom Boom. We got some live comments here before we go to the next match. I Am Mikey's rocking the live comments. You can also rock some live comments. We'll read it on air. You can go to cocosports.net, Internet Infantry Chat, or Twitter at CocoSports, or on Facebook, or on the YouTubes. All right, I Am Mikey says, supposedly the WWE Machine has their eyes on Moose, Yuha Nation, and Moose on the WWE hit list. Shake my head. I fear what they'll do when they trapped on the main roster. Damn, Vita Scott.
Bad news. They already signed Uha.
Yeah, and dude, we talked about this on another podcast because we do a lot of podcasts during the week. One of the podcasts, I don't know which one it was, I said, if Yuha Nation is going to be on the new Tough Enough, if I ever get a chance to be in the same room as Vince McMahon for a fourth time in my life, I'm whipping out my small penis and pissing on him. There's no way Yuha Nation should be on fucking Tough Enough, ever. I Am Mikey says ROH should have booked fellow Bullet Club members or manager service or extra step in dark match. Tama Tonga would have been epic to fill in for Doc. If they were in the building, yeah. But I mean, I'm sure this was a last second thing. I don't know if Tonga was in the building, but yeah, if Tonga was in the building, that would have been great. But I would rather have this story told where he went out by himself and held his own and got pins than throw some random guy and pretend he's in the Bullet Club. I love you, Jeff Jarrett, but go fuck yourself. The next major ROH pay-per-view is going to be Friday, 6/9, from Terminal 5 in New York City. The best in the world pay-per-view, followed by a TV taping the next night. The Friday's time slot should be interesting. Google's really fucking up the comments. Trent Beretta, this was awesome. We'll talk about this because I marked out. Trent Beretta is going to team with Rocky Romero as Roppongi Vice. For a guy that lives in Japan, that is absolutely awesome. And if I miss your comments, I do apologize. YouTube's acting weird. J-Man26 says, I had the pleasure of attending the show live. That's awesome. It was amazing to see in person. The crowd was nuts the entire night. I give this ROH pay-per-view 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But the Roppongi Vice thing is absolutely awesome. And if you are a sinner, if you are the type of guy who's a sinner, you need to go to Roppongi. Roppongi is one of the craziest cities in all of Tokyo, and yeah, I am not a young man. My body cannot keep up with the Roppongi lifestyle, but Roppongi Vice is such an awesome name, and I can't look forward to that tag team. All right, Booms, next match.
Okay, next match was a grudge match. It was Roderick Strong versus B.J. Whitmer, two former teammates in the decade. Going at it, I'm just going to say, wow, this was a pretty intense matchup. I mean, this was a grudge match done right. I mean, they did a nice little package, leading, kind of why these two had a problem with each other. them going back and forth, and I felt like they both had valid points that they were making with each other. And this was there's no other way to say it. I mean, B.J. Whitmer is a bad man. His character, no redeeming qualities. He is just a bad guy. And Roderick Strong, who I respect the hell out of, these two guys are just absolute workhorses, and the match. I think the match just completely benefited from this. I know some people weren't exactly high on this, but when you got Jimmy Jacobs was doing commentary, and he was adding to the match along with Steve Carino. You got Adam Page. He was there and he kind of interfered, but it wasn't like he didn't take the spotlight, which is I wish some things other companies would do and take note on. But absolutely great match. Strong got the win. And Whitmer kind of gave us some, kind of grinning, at the end. Like, I'm thinking, you know what, this isn't over, and I think they're about to up the ante on this one. And and something like this, if you're going to up the ante on a grudge match, I say make it either like a street fight or a cage match. But I'm just blown away. I think this was an underrated match, in my opinion.
Rob, you go first because, yeah, my love for Roderick Strong has to be contained.
The match was awesome. The package set up the feud really well to get me just up to date, like, hey, what's going on? Who are these guys? Why are they against each other? And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just thinking, man, I wish every tag team breakup went like this, because this is how it should be done. It felt like there was genuine hatred between these two guys. Like, it felt like there was a real feud in the ring, not like they were just guys wrestling. It felt like two brothers who were just against each other. And the guest commentator, I don't remember his name.
That's Jimmy Jacobs.
Yes, he did a great job also of just explaining to me the entire feud between them, the entire match, and just building it up even more, explaining them as people, everything. It was amazing. Like, storytelling-wise, this blew my mind.
All right.
And the match.
We don't do video because I have nerve damage from injuries and I twitch a lot. But I just want it to be known for the record, I am wearing one of my 97 Roderick Strong shirts right now.
I'm shocked you aren't going to turn the camera on.
I saw Roderick Strong wrestle in bars. I saw Roderick Strong wrestle. I even know his long lost brother, Gonatello Cedric Strong. I love Roderick Strong. He is not only the greatest wrestler ever, he's the greatest human being ever to walk planet Earth. I'm going that far. I absolutely love this match. I have beyond fandom and man crush on Roderick Strong. And not only that, but it's just an amazing 2015. If there is any Fed out there that doesn't have him as champion now, they are wrong. FIP champion, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla champion, to the best of my knowledge. Unless he lost that. Boo you, Mr. Gorilla. So, yeah, I just hope he gets the title. I mean, what a great 2015, and just what a great fucking pro wrestler. The only negative I could say about this is I miss him with Truth Martini. I know I beat this dead horse down. I just... Roderick Strong has left his group. He's going on his own. He's whooping ass. He's collecting titles. And I know he can never bring the FIP and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla titles because Ring of Honor, and WWN don't get along. And I know Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is kind of like their legit competition. But I wish that Roderick Strong could go out there with all his titles, just like the New Japan guys do. That would have been cool. But, yeah, Roderick Strong defeating B.J. Whitmore. It was just a great match. But I have to put a little asterisk. You have to be honest. I'm a huge Roderick Strong fanboy. I actually saw him and his brother be born. I was there. I was there at the delivery room. True story. True story. No, but it's cool seeing someone from, like, the first time I saw Roderick Strong, it was in a bar. And there was more people on the roster than in the crowd. The crowd consists of me, a business partner, who I can't remember which one, and 3 girlfriends of the wrestlers. that was the audience. That was the audience. And the ring was horrible. And Roderick Strong came out, and I was like, holy shit, I'm in love. And it was just a great match. So, I don't know. I'll always be a Roderick Strong fan and Mark, and hopefully he gets the title back. Yeah. I love
And
Roderick
I
Strong.
feel like this is a great time to toss out a little inside joke for some of you older fans. He loves Roderick Strong so much that he wears a tiger mask while he watches his matches.
3 people are getting that joke, and those 3 people are better than the rest of them. Inside jokes. Nothing like losing brand new subscribers like inside jokes. All right. Booms! Do you agree that Roderick Strong is the greatest human being ever? I mean, do you call your great-great-grandfather and be like, you know what? I wish you were half the man Roderick Strong was. What were your thoughts on the match, Booms?
No, I just thought it was a great match, and like I, said, I think it was an underrated match. Good workhorses, good work rate. The guys on the outside didn't steal the spotlight from the guys on the inside, and I think there's going to be more to this. I think it's building up to something even bigger, and I'm anxious to see what it is.
All right. I am Mikey. Sorry I missed it. Dave, once again, we do not miss comments, but Google and YouTube is definitely acting up tonight. So he says, is Roppongi the spot in Japan to party? Yes, yes, and yes. It's like, it depends on like what your deal of party is. If it's hot chicks just running up to you and making out and tons of booze and everyone fucking partying, then yes. But if your idea is like more nerdy partying, then it's Akihabara, and they're right next to each other. But I don't go to Roppongi because A, I'm married, and B, I don't go unless I'm working, and sometimes I work as security. I haven't worked security in a really long time just because I'm fat and old now, and no one wants a fat old security guard anymore. The market's kind of dying when you're a young skinny man. But yeah, I work security sometimes, and dude, it's just, let me tell you, if there's a place of just pure lust, that's it. That's it. But yeah, Roppongi is the party spot. It's kind of the Vegas, I guess I would compare it to. It's the Vegas of Tokyo. And Akihabara is kind of a party spot too, but it's different. That's where like nerds party, so it depends on your scene. And then you also have, what's that city called? God damn it. There's another part of Tokyo where a lot of people hang out and party, but it's not, it's a lot cleaner. It's like, there's different places. Like when you go to Roppongi, you are looking for sex and beer. That's it. And then like it depends on what else you're looking for. You don't take like a friend or a girlfriend to Roppongi, unless of course you're into that stuff. But I would suggest if you want to get laid and don't have a girlfriend, Roppongi. If you have a girlfriend and you don't want her to fucking get fucked, no Roppongi. So Roppongi is a wild place. Yeah, I went there as a teenager at a place called Gas Panic. It was pretty crazy. He also says Samoa Joe versus Briscoe may or may not be the main event for Best in the World 2015. It has to be. It just has to be. Ring of Honor is missing a huge opportunity if it's not. Do you think this is the fitting event for ROH Dream Matches Best in the World? Well, there's tons of rumors that after Mania, Joe stopped taking bookings, and after Mania, Joe is headed to WWE. There's tons of negotiations going on, tons of rumors. So, yeah, I'd love to, you have to give Samoa Joe versus Briscoe before he goes to the Fed. And here's my conspiracy here. We'll talk a little Samoa Joe action. I honestly think Samoa Joe was more valuable to WWE when he returned to Ring of Honor, because it seems like they're okay mentioning Ring of Honor, they're okay mentioning Japan, but they never mention TNA. So, like, if Samoa Joe does a quick stop at Ring of Honor or a quick stop at New Japan, then they could be like, oh, this is a Ring of Honor guy. This is a guy who traveled the world. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of interesting. Any nuts. Any more? Oh, man, stop putting him in spam. Just stop. No. Dear YouTube, your spam and commenting sucks. Love, Dave. Boo, boo, boo. Dragon Gate Yuha Nation versus BB Hulk. Yuha's farewell match before he moves to NXT. I swear if he puts the New Day, it puts him in the New Day and have him shuck and jive, they better burn the company to the ground. Yeah, Yuha Nation, there's going to be a lot of pressure of what they're going to do with him. The whole Decade Faction storyline has been very underrated. Yeah, I agree and I disagree. I got mixed feelings on that. All right, Booms, you ready for the next match?
Yes, I'm ready to do the next match here. This was actually a women's match. It was Maria Kanellis versus ODB. Apparently this was a beef over, it used to be, when the Briscoes had it, the man-up title. Then Matt Hardy got it, and I think he called it the Legends title. And then he gave that to Maria, so she put it in pink fur and stickers and glitter and called it the Title of Love. And apparently the Briscoes could get the belt back because of the constant interference with the Kingdom. So they brought in ODB, and these two had a in the age of right now where we're in a period where it's hashtag give divas a chance, because apparently hashtag diplomacy still fucking works nowadays. No, I don't think this was a bad match. I like how I especially love Maria's interview, the little vignette she did before the match about how there's been times where I've been scared, but I've never backed down, and I'm not going to back down from you. I thought that was a nice touch. And he's like, I'm a manipulator, and I'm going to manipulate my way to victory. I love how she played off the whole, well, I was going to wrestle you, but, oh, guess what? I'm pregnant. I'm not cleared. And then they use that as a distraction. And then Karina just making pregnancy jokes like, oh, you can't punch her, don't punch her in the stomach, and making all those jokes. I mean, dude,
Karina was fucking awesome.
It was a good way to kind of lighten things up. The only thing I didn't like about this is eventually it brought out Mark Briscoe and Mike Bentley, and I think they stole a little too much of the spotlight. I don't know if this was by accident or by design. I don't know if it's just because they didn't think Maria could carry like a long match with ODB, and they just tried to take some of the pressure off of her. But I feel like the men kind of went in there and maybe stole a little bit of the spotlight. But overall, I think it was a pretty good match. Hopefully this thing's over, but ODB gets the win. They immediately tear off, the pink fur and all the stickers and stuff. And apparently this is Jay Briscoe's title, and the man-up title is now back in their hands. And interested to see where they go with this. I'm hoping that Ring of Honor has seen like the whole give divas a chance, and they're like, you know what, we never not gave them a chance. This is how we showcase our women. We show that they're just as tough as the men, if not tougher. We trust them. We give them matches. So I think this is an area that I think Ring of Honor could capitalize on.
I thought it was awesome. Like you said, the package going into it. Again, like I can't stop hyping ROH's packages going into the matches for pay-per-view. If you run a wrestling promotion, you need to start doing shit like this, because this is how you get people who are only there to see that pay-per-view. Like, say you get your buddies to watch it with you, that is how you get them interested and explain everything to them easily. It's phenomenal. And her whole Maria Kanellis, that's right?
Yeah, I believe that's the correct way to pronounce it. Forgive me if I'm not.
Her whole promo was just phenomenal, and it led into what I thought was a pretty entertaining match. I liked the whole angle going into it of trying to get the belt back. I liked the distraction. It was a lot longer than a WWE Divas match, but it was still shorter than most of the matches on the card, and I do agree, the guys did kind of steal the show. I remember more of Mark Briscoe and that big guy.
Mike Bennett.
Yeah, I remember more of their spots and more of what they were doing than the actual match.
So, yeah, I thought this was just pure sports entertainment. And I don't mean that as an insult. People all the time use the word sports entertainment, and it's bad Triple H promos. It's fucking, oh, get it, it's really horrible jokes. It's dressed up as fucking Chicken Man. I just thought the package was amazing. I thought Maria's promo was amazing. I think she has the most beautiful eyes in the world. I don't know where that was going, but moving on. And I thought I loved everything about this match. I was just so entertained. I think the guys added to the match just because I don't think Maria can wrestle. I thought Steve Corino was beyond fucking amazing. He just... I can't describe this match. It's not a 5-star match. It's not some of the best women's matches that you'll ever see. You know what I mean? It's not. But I was entertained every second of this match. I thought it was the most entertaining thing I've seen in forever. And when you say sports entertainment, that's sports entertainment to me. I believe the guys were added just because Maria can't wrestle. Shoot. The ODB, Old Dirty Briscoe, I fucking popped for that more than a man should. I was just like, dude, that's the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I thought I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. You know what Ring of Honor does? Ring of Honor has, on paper, this match was the weakest. And Ring of Honor has the famous thing of just making matches on paper that look weak just turn out to be amazing. Like, if we did a pay-per-view profit show, and we apologize to Mr. Honor that we didn't, but if we did a pay-per-view profit show, I would have fucking threw this fucking match under the bus. I just knew. It would have been like, fucking who gives a shit. But it was just pure entertainment, and I enjoyed every second of it. And not only that, but with so many great matches, it was nice. It was just at the perfect spot. You know, it's like, great match, great match, great match. Ha, 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 Corino, I get it. You know, it was just pure joy, pure entertainment. And I'd like to see ODB. I'm going to go to some live comments. Tommy Ciampa, I always hate pronouncing his name, suffered some sort of rib injury during the main event of ROH Anniversary Show on Sunday. He's been seen by several readers in the morning in a wheelchair at the airport. I hope he's just overselling it. I hope he's.
I don't know. It could have been from that bump where he got thrown through the ropes. It looked like he hit really hard when he went down because he didn't touch the ropes at all. He just went straight through the ropes into the mat.
You know what? Anyone that's ever watched my Ring of Honor reviews, thank you, all three of us. I hate Tommy Tampa. I'm like, you don't even deserve to get your fucking name pronounced right. I was wrong. Sometimes you have to eat crow. He had a great showing tonight. Lennox Wooderson, what do you think of GFW, that's Jarrett's, buying TNA? TNA usually does better house shows and ratings overseas. Should it become a permanent fixture if GFW can buy it? Yeah, I would like to see it. It would be cool. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Dixie's too stubborn, but who knows? Lennox Wooderson, why don't ROH and New Japan Pro Wrestling have women's divisions? A lot of that has to do with that there's other great women's wrestling out there. Like, ROH worked well with Shimmer. When WWN and ROH were a team, I don't know where the women's leagues went according to the divorce, but ROH kind of was like, all right, here's the men's division. Go check out Shimmer. You know, and New Japan's kind of the same way. I think it's just have an all-women's company. They don't really have women's divisions. They just have women's companies. And, yeah, Japan and ROH through Shimmer and other companies, I don't know, because usually when a women's match happened on ROH, they'd be like, oh, check it out on Shimmer, check it out. And, yeah, I think that's why, but that's just me. Because both of them are partners with women companies. So I could be wrong. That's just my guess. Plus, you know, ROH and New Japan have such a high standard that these women really have to kick ass. Because when it comes to the Japanese audience, we love great women's wrestling where they bust their ass. And TNA, even though it did not do good on pay-per-view, it was so cheap in Tokyo, people loved it. When Havoc wrestled that fucking... Who was that girl? Shit. Who's Bully Ray's girlfriend in real life? Blonde hair girl. Nah, is it Tess? I don't think so. I don't know. It was one of the
one in his storyline.
But anyway, that match happened, and you could even hear a pin drop, and you could just hear people complaining. You can even hear women complaining. It was just bad. And the thing is, if you're going to be a women's wrestler in New Japan or Ring of Honor, you either have to be sports entertainment like they did tonight and storyline and managers and all that, or you really have to be a great wrestler. NXT's women trainer started at Ring of Honor, and you can see how much they're improving. ROH will tape this Saturday, Samoa Joe versus Kyle O'Reilly. This will be Joe's first match back. Also, AJ Styles versus Tommaso Ciampa. So that should be awesome, but we'll see if the injury changes that. Lennox Wooderson, the Bullet Club are faces in ROH, but super heels in New Japan. Would a single alignment be better than expansion of New Japan and ROH into global markets, or should they continue to play? I think New Japan is way bigger than Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor, it's great that they're working together, but I think New Japan needs their own television deal. And the Bullet Club, they're kind of super heels, but people love their product. People love their product. Lennox Wooderson says, win, best American pay-per-view since NXT, and will probably be the best until the next NXT. Is racism in WWE holding back black wrestlers from even having tryouts? Is it they have a quota and talent doesn't matter? I believe so, and I think it's the same thing with Japanese talent. Yeah, I think racism and sexism is a huge problem with WWE, and I've said this before.
And speaking of, this pay-per-view had more black people than WWE has ever had on a single show that I can think of since the nation left.
But this problem goes away with one thing. Dear WWE, and I've said this before, have the best wrestlers that connect with the crowd get a push. Racism and sexism goes away.
That'd be nice. That'll never happen, though.
No.
No WWE. Not until Vince is gone.
All right, last comment, then we'll save more comments for later. Lennox Wooderson says, push, bury, fire. Matt Sydal, ACH, Moose. Booms, you can go first. The game is push, bury, fire. Who you push, who you bury, who you fire. Matt Sydal, ACH, Moose.
Who was the last one?
Moose.
Okay, I push ACH, I bury Sydal, and I fire Moose.
I actually have the exact same as well. That's what I'd go with, too.
Ooh. All right, I definitely fire Matt Sydal, even though I love him. And the push, I'm going to say ACH, bury Moose, but I feel dirtier burying Moose than I do firing Matt Sydal. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. My lock is push ACH, though. I love ACH. All right, we're getting a lot of comments, and we really do appreciate them, and we're going to try to get them all. But right now, we are going to break down the next match. Boom, boom.
Next year, this was a little bit of a cruiserweight clinic. You had AJ Styles representing the Bullet Club taking on ACH. You know what, Rob? I'm going to let you talk about this one first. I really want to see what you thought about this one.
I thought this was awesome. I mean, I had heard the drama about AJ Styles' finisher and everything, but I had never actually seen it in action. And I had heard a lot about AJ Styles from a mix of this and when he beat Okada. I didn't even know who Okada or AJ Styles were because I had just started watching wrestling, but I knew that it bothered Dave that AJ Styles had beat Okada. So I remember AJ Styles' name just from endlessly heckling Dave over the fact that AJ Styles was the greatest wrestler I had ever heard of. It was a really good match. I thought Styles Clash was really cool. I could see how you could really get hurt if you don't position right for that. But, man, that was a cool-looking move. And the entire match was just really, really good. AJ Styles is a fucking amazing wrestler. And goddamn.
Welcome to 1998. No shit, Rob.
He is so good.
Rob is a newer fan, WWE fan that we're trying to expand. But you're like, this AJ Styles kid. Meanwhile, people are saying he's one of the greatest in-ring wrestlers of all time. And you're like, this AJ Styles kid, I think he has a chance.
He's so damn good. It's ridiculous.
I thought this match was absolutely amazing. I love both these athletes. Just like Roderick Strong, I saw AJ Styles in Wildside. I saw AJ Styles at IPW, and I even though Yes, I am heartbroken AJ Styles beat Okada for the title. That's more me being a fanboy of Okada than hating AJ Styles. AJ Styles, in ring wise, is one of the best wrestlers of all time, and I think he's keeping improving, and I think ACH, I think this was like, I don't know, like, I might be overdoing it now, but I think AJ Styles is like at the peak of his career. Like, it's just pure perfection at this point. And ACH is where AJ Styles was before TNA. And I think it's like the one of the greatest right now for one of the greatest in the future. And I might be, overdoing it, but it's just absolutely great. And yeah, as far as AJ Styles, this is my favorite AJ Styles story. We were at either it was NWA Florida or IPW, and there was like a hurricane or something. And AJ Styles, everyone mailed it in. There was a very small audience, and it was me and maybe 5 other people. Just because if you fly everyone in and you still have a hurricane, you could, they had a television deal and all that, so they still have to have it. And I remember everyone mailed it in because there was no fans. And AJ Styles, by the time he got out there, because they ran long shows because it was TV tapings, there might have been 20 legit fans spread out. And that's over. Like Indies add numbers? That's me adding numbers for them. So they had like 20 legit. And AJ Styles went out there and busted his fucking ass. And then I went in the back and I was interviewing him, and I just had a couple questions. And I was like, I'm like, hey, dude, for real. Why the fuck did you bust your ass? There was no one there. You know what I mean? Because like he was wrestling like it was Wrestle Kingdom. And he goes, well, yeah, there might have been only 10, 20 people out there. But those 10 or 20 people, that might be the only time they ever see AJ Styles. And I just remember him saying that, going, I hope this motherfucker goes places. And then this year, seeing him come out, I was there live for Wrestle Kingdom 9, was absolutely amazing. I thought this match was one of the no, I don't want to say greatest, one of the greatest wrestlers going right now versus a future great wrestler. And to me, it's a very memorable match, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Boom Boom, your thoughts?
My thoughts on this are, I just think, wow, these two guys can move. I mean, I like AJ Styles. I met him a little over a year ago. He is an absolute nice guy. ACH, very up and coming guy. I really like him. He's just always really impressed me. I think they did a good storytelling here. AJ Styles is the veteran. ACH is the upstart, and you could have had AJ Styles kind of bury this guy, but no, he worked with them and made him look like $1 million. These two worked great together. They had some awesome sequences, a lot of combo moves. I kind of like the story they told where they set him up for, I guess it was like a buckle bomb, and ACH's calves hit the ropes, and that kind of played in because it set him up for the calf killer, which then made him vulnerable for the Styles clash. And, and he got the win. These two hugged it out. I mean, it's just a great showing. Here's another thing. I think Steve Corino made a good point on commentary during this match. He was saying that, AJ Styles first started out Ring of Honor, back in 2002. And, here it is 2015. You would think somebody like that, who's been in the business for as long as he is, as long as AJ Styles has, that he would be ready to, his career would be winding down, wrapping up. And no, he said, no, it's just getting started. He's getting better, and I agree. I think AJ Styles, since he's left TNA, is doing the best work of his career right now. He bounced around the independents, but he really found his niche in New Japan. He's comes back to Ring of Honor. It has a chance to shine. He's this guy from Georgia that's hanging with like the best wrestlers in the world. And it just absolutely blows my mind. So this was a great match. This was definitely one. If there's only like a handful of matches to watch here, I would definitely encourage someone to watch this match. Good high impact moves, great sequences, great story being told. I want to see more stuff like this.
Before we go to the next match, I just want to add one thing. I know this sounds going to sound like, one of those special the more you know type things, but if you have a local independent, go check out your local independent. I got to see some of the best wrestlers in the world, and it's good. It's good to be, a fan that knows about CM Punk when he gets on the WWE stands. And I'm not knocking people that are not obsessed with pro wrestling like myself, but there is something special about seeing an independent star in front of 10 to 20 people, then seeing him appear at Wrestle Kingdom, then seeing him appear at NXT, then seeing him appear at WWE. And I'm not just saying AJ Styles, I'm just saying anyone. So go check out your local independents, because I don't know about you. I know Rob is a newer fan, so I don't know if you ever experienced this, but being a guy that watched pro wrestling in front of 10 people, in front of 20 people, it's just such a great feeling when Roderick Strong, AJ Styles make it. Think about those indie fans in Canada that have seen Steen and Generico battle their way up to NXT and beyond. Think about those fans in Chicago, or those early CM Punk fans. It's just, I don't know, support your local independents, because you get to have a good time most of the time. It's fun. You're supporting a local business, local talent, but it's also an investment in fandom. There's something special about seeing a Roderick Strong and AJ Styles wrestle in front of nobody, then be in these giant arenas. There's something that feels good about it, and so. Because Ring of Honor, I don't consider it an independent anymore. It's definitely started as an independent, but I don't feel like it's an independent anymore. But go to your local independents, and just because, as a fan, it's something that feels good. It feels good that you actually did it, and it adds to watching pro wrestling. Because I know a lot of fans that won't even give independents a chance, and there's a benefit to watching independents. There really is. So, yeah. Watch your local independents. The more you know. Little star swipe. All right, Booms. Let's talk next match.
Next match, in my opinion, match of the night. You had the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, Red Dragon. That's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. They brought out, and forgive me if I mispronounced this woman's name, but Shania Baszler.
One of the four horsewomen, with Ronda Rousey.
I apologize. I just butchered that. -50 points for me.
A really good MMA fighter, by the way. One of the four horsewomen with Ronda Rousey. Go ahead.
Oh, and it doesn't hurt that she's hot too, but that's a different story. Versus the Young Bucks, that's the brothers Nick and Matt Jackson. Guys, I really don't know what I can say about this match. They did a good video package chronicling the feuds that these two teams have had. That this has gone beyond Ring of Honor. This has gone across the globe. These two have battled all over the country. They've battled all over the world. They recently brought up Wrestle Kingdom 9, where I think it was Wrestle Kingdom. Was it Wrestle Kingdom 9 or was it right? No, it was New Beginnings in Osaka. Where Fish and O'Reilly lost the junior heavyweight tag team titles to the Young Bucks without ever being pinned. And I think these two teams, they do their best work when they're together. On their own, they're okay, but together, these two put on absolutely mind-blowing matches. You talk about a super kick party and flips, but dude, look, just watch this match. There's really not much I can say that would really just give justice to this match. A lot of good combinations, a lot of false finishes, use of the pile driver, super kicks, flips, saves. Hell, at one point, you had you had the Young Bucks use Red Dragon's own finishing maneuver against Red Dragon and almost beat him with it. It was just absolutely insane. Shania Shayna, excuse me, she played into the match, did absolutely well, added something to the match, but didn't, take too much of the spotlight. I mean, this was just a heck of a tag team match. Of course, tonight it was just the Red Dragons, Team Red Dragons night. They got the win. Wow. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I'm sorry. I know I'm kind of at a loss for words, but this was just absolutely just amazing, an amazing match. I'm sorry I'm stammering and going on, but that's just how much it blew me away.
Boo Boo, I just got one quick question. I think I agree with you, match of the night. I think up past this match, I think this is where the perfect show ends. I thought this match ended a perfect show. The last hour, we'll talk about it. But up to this point, I think it's a perfect show. I enjoy it. Ring of Honor fans had a match. These two had a match earlier last year, and they named it Match of the Year 2014 by Ring of Honor fans. And Ring of Honor fans are spoiled as far as in-ring work goes. To me, match of the night, absolutely amazing. I thought they used the celebrity really well. I just thought she should have got a super kick. That's it. I'm saying she could have sold the super kick.
She should have got it.
I actually enjoyed this. Like I said, match of the night, must watch. Please go out of your way to find this match. But with that said, putting that all aside, am I being too much of a fanboy here? Boom Boom. Be honest. You can tell me if I'm being too much of a fanboy.
Okay.
In my humble opinion, match of the night, awesome match. Not taking anything away from the match.
Okay.
But as a fanboy, do you think they didn't give New Japan enough credit? Or do you think I'm just such a New Japan fanboy that if Ring of Honor doesn't worship them, I go overboard? Well, what was your opinion? Because I'm a huge New Japan mark, and I thought in the promos they didn't give enough credit.
I see where you're coming from. I mean, you don't want to. I mean, they were allowed to come out with the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship belts. They do.
Yeah, I'm surprised Styles didn't come out with his belt.
Yeah, I know. I was a little surprised. Carl Anderson came out with his, but I don't know why AJ Styles didn't come out with his. But I guess it's a different story for a different day. They were allowed to come out with that. They did mention that these two had been battling, internationally. They did mention Japan. They did mention that they lost the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles without being pinned. So there was more, that kind of amped up the feud there.
What's your call? You're judge, jury. Judge Boom Boom. Do I have a legit point? They didn't put New Japan over enough? Or are you saying, no, you fanboy too much? What's your final verdict?
I think you're a fanboy too much.
All right. I'll take it what I can. It hurts. It cut me deep. So, Rob, how awesome was this match?
This was fucking amazing. I've been sitting here just like wringing my hands waiting to just talk about this match because this match is what I've wanted to talk about from the whole pay-per-view. This match was just amazing. I had been looking into the Young Bucks recently just because they seemed like an interesting tag team and I had heard they were coming to WWE. I just want to say, please don't ever go to WWE. Please. I don't even want to see
They've turned them down a bunch. The Young Bucks have turned down WWE a bunch. I've heard as high as 5 times, and I've heard as low as 3 times they've turned down WWE deals.
Good, they are amazing. Like the athleticism, I will say I can't tell them apart, but there's one point where he does this drop kick through the ropes, and then he skins the cat and comes back in, and the athleticism of doing that was amazing. And he does so many like cartwheels over the ropes, flips. The Young Bucks are fucking awesome. And the commentary was amazing, just putting over the super kicks every time. Dude, he made me so excited for super kicks. I was so upset Shayna didn't get super kick. I'm pissed that she interfered with the match. I'm pissed the first 3 count didn't go through. I'm pissed the Young Bucks lost that match because they won twice. This is bullshit.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where this is fanboy. Judge Boo Boom has declared me a New Japan fanboy, and I'm okay with that. I take my punishment. This is one of those things where I think Ring of Honor books like they're bigger than New Japan, and that, as a New Japan fan, pisses me the fuck off. It pisses me the fuck off. But we'll see. This year's Ring of Honor New Japan combo shows, I'm very interested because as a New Japan fanboy, if New Japan doesn't get the upper hand on these pay-per-views coming up, I don't know. I don't know if I could take Ring of Honor fucking seriously. It's just like, oh, okay, whatever. And not only that, but also, I don't know, like, New Japan, grow some fucking balls. You're the second biggest goddamn company in the world, and you're like, hey, you know Okada? Is there any way he can suck fucking pieces of shit out of your asshole on national television? Oh, it's such an honor to be at ROH. I'm excited. I'm excited and nervous.
I mean, come on, Dave. I mean, you're just. I really do think you're being a little unfair. I mean, I could understand if they didn't mention New Japan, period, but they did.
I think they should have a red carpet for the Young Bucks.
What more did you? I mean, Dave, what more could they have done?
All right.
The Young Bucks should have been flown in
this
a
is gonna be a little
helicopter
over
and
the
then
top.
been allowed to come down on ropes.
Pre-warning, this is going to be a little over the top, so please forgive me.
God.
This is what they should have did. The Young Bucks should have came out with a red carpet, right? And then they should have had fireworks and New Japan flags everywhere. Like, no, that's not fair. New Japan Bullet Club, flags everywhere. Then, as soon as they came down, there should have been gold confetti like they just won the championship. And then Nigel, the owner, and the announce team should have just, oh, excuse me, we've got to do something. Walk into the ring and just keep bowing down to the Young Bucks. And then they should have gave them presents. Like they could have undid statues of the Young Bucks and anyone else that ever showed up in New Japan. Then a public apology to Okada for the horrible booking. And not only that, but then say, we expect the next New Japan pay-per-view that the owner and the booker and every fucking person that has power in New Japan has start off the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view just apologizing to Okada and the bad booking of last year. Then you bring out their opponents. But their opponents don't get any music. Their opponents don't fucking... Their opponents don't even get TV time. Their opponents walk down, and you just put on how great New Japan video package is. And then when you get back, Carino has a tear in his eye and be like, dude, it is so an honor to have New Japan here at Ring of Honor. And Kevin Kelly just gives him a hug, and they little compie their glasses, and they're like, this is the greatest moment in Ring of Honor history. We have New Japan talent in the ring. And then a 5-second match, just super kick party for everyone. Like I say, the front row fans, they get super kicks. Like, pow, 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 and then they're like, Bullet Club, New Japan, Bullet Club, New Japan. And then...
Remember, they did do something with that sequence when they were doing the super, they were punching going, suck it. And, Matt Jackson was doing the little crotch chop, saying suck it, then would hit him.
That was
then
great.
Would crotch chop him again and hit him. It was great.
Also, did you guys love it too? I personally loved the crowd's interaction for that part, just because whenever the other guy tried to do it back to them after he threw him out of the ring, no one in the crowd said suck it. No one. They were like, no, that belongs to them. You don't get that.
You know what it is? It's like the Young Bucks are sleazy, scummy internet wrestling fans with all the talent in the world. Like, you just look at them, you're like, they're fucking scumbags just like us. Only they can give 9-star matches.
I just want to say, though, as someone coming in here, as someone who just doesn't watch and isn't into the story, Bullet Club, to me, as of right now, the impression is, wow, these guys can really wrestle, but God, they can't win a match.
Yeah, don't look at Bad Luck Fail. Whenever Bullet Club comes out, and you're like, oh, Bullet Club, they can wrestle. And then you're like, here comes Bad Luck Fail, turn off your television. Just be like, well, they can wrestle. Yeah, Bullet Club's great. It's just, it's nowhere near. I'm Devitt Club, baby. Devitt Club for life. Chaos. Team Chaos, bitches. Anyway, welcome to Ring of Honor's New Japan review show. Live comments before we go to the second hour, the third hour, which I thought was the weakest. Let's go to some live comments. Booms. Be prepared. Wow, there's a lot. Thank you. Lennox Wooderson, I am Mikey, J-Man26. Thank you for all your live comments. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Would Roman Reigns make it in? All right.
No.
This question is just for Rob. Rob, you are the most pro Roman Reigns guy there is on our staff. Not anymore. Not anymore, but you were at one time. I'm going to ask, because it's not about booking, if he could make it. All right, this is you. This is Lennox Wooderson's question. You answer. He has a list. Would Roman Reigns make it in Ring of Honor?
Right now,
yes or no?
No.
All right.
No.
Let's keep it short, because there's a lot of companies. New Japan.
Hell no. He doesn't even get in the door. They don't even sell him a ticket.
NXT.
Yeah, he could do great in NXT.
Lucha Underground.
No.
The Attitude Era.
Yeah.
All right. The 80s WWF and WCW. So like in the 80s when Hogan and Rock and Wrestling was on top.
Yeah, because back then he would have been actually one of the better in-ring workers.
All right. Lennox Wooderson says Steve Corino and Matt Striker would make the best commentary team since JR and the King. I already said that, Lennox Wooderson. I know you're late to the party. I don't think they make the best commentary team ever. Matt Striker and Steve Corino is the greatest fucking invention of humankind. Go ahead. Boom Boom, what do you think the greatest invention of humankind is? Fire, internet, what do you think
Whatever
it is?
washes the taste of their jizz out of your mouth?
Minecraft. Boom Boom, what is the greatest thing the human experience has ever created, in your opinion? Nintendo? What do you got? Just give me an item. What do you think?
Does porn count?
Yeah,
porn, okay. Porn counts. Porn counts. You think porn is the best? Rob, what do you think is the best? The best thing the human race has ever done. Gone to the moon, started communism.
I really liked it when AJ Styles beat Okada.
Too soon. Too fucking soon. No, both of those things, you're wrong. Steve Corino and Matt Striker working on commentary would be the greatest thing the human race ever accomplished. All right, Lennox Wooderson, Rob's reaction to AJ Styles was the same as my friends had after seeing him live. NXT should reconsider if they're serious about signing Joe. I honestly think, I have a conspiracy, and I mentioned this earlier, I think they want AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, but I think the problem is with that is they don't want him straight from TNA. Because you ever notice, like, we don't want fucking Joe. Joe's back in Ring of Honor. Okay, let's negotiate with Joe. I don't think they want a straight path. And what backs up my conspiracy of that is just how they treat Sting. Like, Sting hasn't existed in the last 12 years. He just magically appeared.
It's true. Like, where'd you go, Sting? Where have you been? Oh, nothing. Okay, good.
Lennox Wooderson, I'm going to correct this because I think you got it wrong, and I don't want to say you did. But, Rob, check out AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and it was Christopher Daniels from TNA Unbreakable 05. That was a September 11th show. Yeah, I think either because he's saying AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Chris Sabin, but I think Sabin was Daniels. I could be wrong, but yeah, they had some great matches. That single greatest contribution that TNA has ever given to wrestling history. I don't know. That 6 Sides of Steel match between Triple X and America's Most Wanted was pretty amazing too. That will keep me up at night. Which one was better? Ziggler at ACH should be a tag team in New Japan. That would be awesome. After WWE calls up Neville, Baylor, Zayn, Owens, and Kenta, I refuse to call him anything but Kenta, he should be the next 5 that NXT picks up. Oh, who should be the next 5? Oh, that's interesting. Okada, Tanahashi, Nakamura. I'm just
here's
kidding.
The real question, though. Do you want to see any of them dumbed down? Because after seeing a lot of these guys, I don't want to see them go even to NXT because I know they're going to lose parts of their moveset, and I don't want them to. I'm okay with it coming from New Japan just because I don't speak Japanese. So if I can finally know what's going on in their matches, that'd be cool.
Well, let me break it down.
Yeah.
Just you know those machines that like kiss my butt, you're a jerk. You know that machine?
Yeah.
You just press the button and it keeps repeating the same thing. I want to have a machine that has Joey Styles go, oh my god, me go, this is awesome, me go, Okada's the greatest, and then another button that says, this is the greatest fucking thing that's ever happened in the world. Then you just watch New Japan and you click on that stuff. By the way, Boom Boom has an idea. Boom Boom, can I pitch your idea just to see if there's any feedback?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Boom Boom, me and Boom Boom, we're not the best at doing play-by-play and commentary. We're just going to pre-tell you, so it's going to be like more of a hangout atmosphere. He's thinking, because they do this in movies, they do this in a lot of different aspects, that me and Boom Boom, maybe even Rob if there's time, we watch a New Japan pay-per-view, a New Japan event. And then we, just audio, watch it with you and talk with you, right? And there'll be a little play-by-play, a little commentary, a little, but it won't be exactly that, just because I'm not good at that, you know what I mean? But it will be like we're all hanging out audio, and not only that, but maybe it would be interesting, because New Japan isn't in English, that having friends try to explain and break it down and watch it with you. Would you be interested in that? Because they have movies that do that. Like, you start the movie and then you play. It's very popular in movies. Would there be any interest for that whatsoever? Boom Boom, remind me to explain that on a Raw or pay-per-view, just so that there's more
I'll do
people.
that. To kind of, get it to where it makes sense. The people who did Mystery Science Theater 3000 didn't quit after the show went under. They did this thing called Riff Tracks, where what you do is you download their audio and you go buy a copy of whatever movie. I mean, they've done commentary for everything, like Harry Potter, like The Dark Knight. And what you do is you get your copy of the movie and you press play, and then you hit play on the commentary. They're two totally different separate sources, but if they sync up, then it's like they're talking over the movie, adding their commentary to it, and we're trying to do something like that where we get like a copy of a New Japan pay-per-view, and we sync up our audio with that pay-per-view, and then what you would have to do is, and the reason why we're doing this is we're trying to avoid some legal trouble here, because, I mean, this has got lawsuit written all over it, but if we just do the audio for it, and then you have to go however you decide to do it, that's up to you. You get like get the event and you sync up the audio. We essentially would provide English commentary for it. Would you be interested in that?
And not only that, but also New
would
Japan
be
World, you can get all the content for less than like $9. It's 9.99 yen, and yen to the dollar is goes up and down. When it launched, I think it was $8.41, but it's basically 9.99 yen. And if you're interested in that, we definitely do it. And I don't know, if there's interest in it, we'll definitely do it. Maybe we'll do a test run no matter what, but a little feedback saying, yeah, that's a cool idea, would go real far away with us.
You should do a solo video of just that. Gauge people's response on just a video of that. Because most people aren't going to know that happened.
Maybe we'll do that after this. All right, last comment, then we're going to talk about the last hour, which I thought was the weakest hour, but still pretty damn good. Lennox Wooderson, which match is too many years too late? You have Taker versus Sting at WrestleMania 32, or Mayweather versus Pacquiao? Which one do you think is way too late, if you had to say one? Booms, you go first. Taker Sting, Mania 32, or Mayweather Pacquiao? Which one's too late compared?
Sting Taker.
Sting Taker. Rob?
If it happens.
I'm going to have to agree, because if you take the first 4 letters of Sting's name and the last 3 letters of Taker's name, you get what this match is probably going to be, a stinker.
Nice. I didn't know where that was going. Like, I was actually doing the math. I was like, carry the Kevin Nash, add the B. Thank you for giving me the answer. I'm definitely going to say Sting and Taker, because I actually will still pay for Mayweather Pacquiao.
Same.
I
still want to see it.
Yeah. So, now, great. Both of them are very late. All right, Booms, let's break out this last hour, and we'll hit some more live comments. Sorry that we missed a couple summer and spam, but we'll get back after this last hour. Last hour, Booms, let's break it down.
All right, next was for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. You have the champion Jay Lethal with the House of Truth defending against Alberto El Patron, formerly known as Del Rio. You know what, Dave? I want you to start this one off. What did you think about this?
I thought it was the weakest match of the night. I really did. I thought this last hour was the weakest. I think it's one of those. It's good for WWE standards. I thought you just had the first, Young Bucks back. We'll say that first 2 hours. You just had a perfect pay-per-view. And then you come to this. And I don't think it was bad. I still think it was good. But I was just like, it was like, everything is great. This is just average. You know what I mean? Like, it went. And I don't know if people share that opinion. But I thought the last 2 matches were the weakest. I still enjoyed it. I thought the television title seems to mean so much. I really did enjoy it, but I think it was one of the weakest matches there was. Like, if I would suggest something, and I know this is going to get me some heel heat, after the Young Bucks match, I would just turn it off and fucking read the results. I mean, am I the only one that's that negative about it? Like, and there's nothing bad about it.
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
think so.
It's like living with the girl of your dreams, Kathy Ireland. Yes, I went there. And Kathy Ireland just rocks you in the fucking sack. And then, you just have some fat girl who can't give a blowjob.
I think
you're still
the
happy.
fact. I think it was just that they were following that amazing match. The Young Bucks match should have probably been the main event. Just because it was amazing, and it's hard to follow that. I think no matter who you put on this card, that was a hard match to follow just because of how good it was. Like, this was the first match where I knew who everyone was in the match, though. Like, I knew who everyone was. I had seen Jay Lethal's promos on Ric Flair, which had me in tears laughing. And I've seen Alberto Del Rio in WWE. And it was good. It wasn't amazing. I don't think it was awful, though, by any standards. I don't think it was terrible. I love Jay Lethal even selling that he had been in the armbar and everything when he went to go do his finisher the first time and he couldn't support his weight. I thought that was great. It wasn't as good as the Young Bucks match, but I thought it was still a pretty good match.
Dave, I know you mentioned earlier in this review that you were kind of feeling like Ring of Honor wasn't giving New Japan enough attention. Well, how do you feel about their treatment of Alberto El Patron? I believe he's the AAA champion. They made virtually no mention of AAA.
Oh, that's a huge point. Great point right there.
I look at it this way. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think the match was bad. I just think its placement on the card was bad. Because after you follow up with that tag team championship match with the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, this match just kind of fell flat for me. I mean, Del Rio, you know what, fuck, I'm just going to call him Del Rio just because I don't feel like saying El Patron every 5 fucking seconds. I mean, he looked great. I mean, he had a great showing out there. Jay Lethal, I think he's done a great job as a heel. And I think arguably Jay Lethal's the best champion the Ring of Honor has. I mean, he's held that television title longer than anyone now, and I think that Ring of Honor brought in Del Rio because they're trying to get a little bit more of that Hispanic market in there. Maybe use this as a gateway to get more Hispanic superstars in their ranks, because certainly, I mean, they may go, hey, you have a couple guys that really aren't doing anything. Can you ship them up here? And you're like, yeah, we can ship them up for a little program for a couple of months, and maybe you do a blow off at a pay-per-view. And plus, it brings the Hispanic crowd to Ring of Honor. I mean, they had a Spanish announce team there, their own commentary table, and I think it's smart, a smart business deal by Ring of Honor's part to try to get that, to kind of grab that Hispanic market and bring it into their company and get new fans, new eyeballs on the product, because a lot of Sinclair stations are on basic cable, and you can get Ring of Honor, gives them an excuse to watch. With that being said, I think this was very WWE-ish in the sense that Del Rio played the part of John Cena in that cage match against Bray Wyatt, where he just had so many outs. You know, it's like, well, he lost, but he had so many outs because, I mean, the constant interference with Truth Martini and Jay Diesel and literally the use of the Book of Truth as a foreign object, it kind of killed it for me. The match was pretty good. I mean, I think Del Rio.
I love Truth Martini, though. Just, I want that to be on the record.
Yeah. Del Rio was in rare form. Jay Lethal looked just amazing as ever. Ever since he left TNA, I think he's been doing some amazing work. Like I said, I think he's doing a great job as a heel. You know, Del Rio didn't look bad at all, but ultimately Jay Lethal gets the win with the lethal injection, which is hell, I think it's a good finishing maneuver. And so I just really...
I have a question. First time caller, long time listener. Boom, boom. I got a question here. We're kind of down on this match. It did follow probably match of the night. It was definitely WWE style. Do you think this match, in our eyes, and you know, just in general, would have been a lot better earlier in the night?
Yes, I absolutely believe it. Had this been like the second, third, fourth match of the night, I don't think we really would have had a problem with it. But I think with it being so late in the pay-per-view, and we had just such a phenomenal match, ends, a clean finish, and then you kind of get a fuck finish here in a title match. I mean, you're having 3 title matches in a row. You had, you got, actually, no, I think we had, 3 title matches in a row. You had the tag team title match, now the television title match, and then you're going to follow it up, of course, with the ROH title match. I feel like we were kind of, we should have got like a clean finish, but I think that was done just to kind of give an out for Del Rio, because they can't go put the belt on him, because I don't know if he can make all the dates, if he becomes television champion. I don't even know if he wants to be television champion. I think they're just going to use him as a draw to bring in the Hispanic market, but to Ring of Honor's credit, they didn't want to make him look bad, so they gave him a lot of outs.
Yeah. Rob, do you want to add anything before I go to comments and we talk main event?
No, I mean, I'm still on the same thing. I still think, I think if you had just swapped the main event of this pay-per-view with the Young Bucks match, this match was on fine placement. It's just, this match couldn't follow the Young Bucks. It's just all it was.
Yeah. It's so funny. We got 2 different comments. These reviews are too long, and then we also have OMT who commented on Stumped Idiot that said, "Fuck, 90 minutes? I want 3 hours of Coco." So we definitely had 2 different audiences. Yeah, our review shows are more like marathons. We just like to hang out. All right, and then we have a lot of comments here. Adams Floyd 7 says that had to be the greatest rant ever. He said that about a couple minutes ago, so I'm hoping that was the New Japan rant. I'm hoping, but I don't know. Javier Omos, thank you for checking in live. The Young Bucks vs. Red Dragon was magic. I've seen a lot of their matches together, and I agree they work perfect together. By the way, I agree with Dave. ROH had to apologize to Okada and the rest of New Japan, and then give the upper hand on the next pay-per-view. Hell yeah! My New Japan Army, please rise! Also, we did a pay-per-view profits that no one saw. So if you could just go to our videos and check out New Japan Cup pay-per-view profits and leave your picks, that'd be great. I would love. Oh, and Javier Almost, he's with you, Boom Boom. He says, I would love the commentary idea for New Japan. I don't understand anything, but the wrestling is amazing. All right, so we got 1 vote for Boom Boom's idea is great.
I have a second vote. That's my vote.
All right, 2 votes. So we got 2 votes for it's a great idea. All right, and Carlos says, Saldana, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. I really think ROH is missing their top star, Adam Cole Bay. I enjoy watching New Japan, TNA, and American Indies too much. I don't want any of the wrestlers to go to WWE. And that's a great point. All right, to the spam folder. What? You know what? We're going to read the spam folder after the main event. Booms. We went for comments, maybe 10, 20 minutes ago? Yeah. There's like 20 spam comments, and none of them are spam. But let me tell you, if someone goes on and be like, what the fuck, where can I pirate shit? Or, hey, check out fucking Bob's Wrestling dot fucking go shut the fuck up, this show sucks. That makes it through. But, like, legit comments, they're like, oh, yeah, you're just fucking, here you go. All right, Booms, let's talk main event, and then we'll do live comments and wrap this bad boy up.
All right. Next came the main event. This was for the World Ring of Honor World Championship. You had the defending champion Jay Briscoe versus Michael Elgin versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Hansen in a four-way match. Dave, if you'll let me start this one off, I'm just going to
Please do.
say this was not good.
Yeah.
This was just not a good match. I was really not interested. I really didn't care about the competitors. I think the match was just all over the place. It just seemed it was muddled. A lot of the guys seemed confused. Hansen, in my opinion, looked like he totally did not belong there in that match. I have no idea what he was doing there. Now, there were some good moments. The referee bump, I think it was it Todd St. Clair, whatever, but he sold it. He went flying into the security rail and was just down, and everybody went crazy. At that point, everybody apparently got the pin on Jay Briscoe, but none of the of course, the referee wasn't there. Now, that works if it's a heel champion. If you got a bad guy champion and then you have, like, the referee get knocked out and literally every other competitor, gets, like, a pin, but there's no referee where they would have won. That's great if you got a heel, but if he's a face champion, he just looks weak. I will say that Elgin using Jay Briscoe's own move, the Jay Driller, through the table on the outside was amazing. I did like the fact that Elgin played a really good heel in this one. He looked like he was going to smack Briscoe with a chair, and Nigel McGuinness, who had come out to do commentary for the main event, said, "No, I can't allow this," and actually uses his authority to go in there and snatch the chair out of Elgin's hand, and not lay a hand on Elgin, but prevent him from using the chair. I think that was a nice touch. I just think it got a little busy. Ciampa looked okay. My problems with the ending, it just kind of came out of nowhere. It looked like Jay was about to, he hit. Okay, Elgin hits Ciampa with a sit-down power bomb. Jay breaks up the pin. Not Elgin, but Hansen goes in there and does this spinning kick onto Jay Briscoe, who falls on top of Tommaso Ciampa. And referee's going for the 3 count, and Elgin, I guess, gets blocked by, I don't know who the hell he got blocked by. I can't remember. Dave, maybe you can't. And then it's like, whoa, that's the end. It was just dumb luck. Like, the ending is literally dumb luck. And, Samoa Joe comes out. Apparently looks like he may try to angle towards the title. By the way, we didn't mention that promo he did before the match, say that, he's going to go after who's ever the Ring of Honor champion. Had a little bit of a handshake and a stare down with Jay Briscoe after the match. Overall, I just really hate that the pay-per-view ended this way. I felt like the final hour just killed it. The Patron lethal match, I can excuse. This I just can't. This was just too much of a mess. I felt like this was just not a good match. It had a bad ending on top of it, poorly booked, and I'm really disappointed because I know that Ring of Honor is capable of so much more. Now, Rob, I know this was your first pay-per-view. Did you get the same impression that I did? Do you feel like it was too busy, overbooked? Did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? Do you think they could have changed it?
I universally agree with you, and I think it was a mix of two things that made this match seem worse than it would have if it was somewhere else in the card. The Young Bucks killed the crowd, and what little was left was gone by the time that they got here. I think most of the crowd was just burnt out at this point. Like, they had seen so much great excitement that it couldn't compare with how it was set up. And more, all 3 title matches had a shitty finish. Like, all 3 of them, there wasn't a single clean finish in the last 3 matches, which kind of sucks.
No, they did eventually have a clean finish with the Young Bucks. I know that
No, it's not a clean finish if they get 2-3 counts stopped. 3 counts, 3 of them canceled.
Right. First off, I just thought the placement of this was bad. To Samoa Joe coming back felt great. Samoa Joe going for the title felt great. I hope that this will be at the New Japan card right before he heads out. Overall, you know, it's great to see Samoa Joe come back home. And not only that, but then you have basically one of Ring of Honor's biggest stars come back home to follow up that fucking match. So it's weird because it's like they have the Young Bucks match of the night followed by an average match. Then they have moment of the night, which was Samoa Joe coming home, followed by that main event. It was weird. I'm glad Samoa Joe's home, and I'm glad that Samoa Joe's going to have some matches before he moves on elsewhere. Negotiations are going strong. Some people said he signed. Some people, It's just most likely after Mania he'll be in WWE or NXT. But it's great that he came home first. And to me, the Samoa Joe moment was amazing. But for Rob, who doesn't keep up with Ring of Honor, he's just like, oh, here's a TNA guy coming home. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it was as special for Rob as it was for Ring of Honor fans. But also, I don't think, this is just me, and I could be wrong. This was Ring of Honor trying not to be Ring of Honor. It's like the first 2 hours where we're trying to be Ring of Honor. This is what we're great at. And the last hour was, this is Ring of Honor trying to be WWE. That's what it felt like. It felt like Ring of Honor, the first 2 hours were Ring of Honor showing what makes Ring of Honor great. And the last hour was, well, Ring of Honor could be WWE too. And I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but that's how it felt. I don't think Hansen's main event material just yet. I don't even think he's Ring of Honor material. Like, Ring of Honor's like, oh, I'm a great athlete. Like, look, I'm just going down the card. Jay Lethal, Del Rio, Styles, ACH, Red Dragon, Young Bucks, Roderick Strong, BJ Whitmore, The Kingdom. It just looks, you go down the list, and you're like, wow, these are great athletes. And then you see Hansen, and you're like, he's a fucking Viking. He's a fucking Viking. I don't know. I think Hansen and the last hour of this match was Ring of Honor saying, look, we can do WWE, and no, you can't. Ring of Honor, please be Ring of Honor. And then the worst moment for me was when I lose it, because, you know, I try to live in this kayfabe universe when I watch pro wrestling, and it came crashing down with Nigel. The Nigel interference was absolutely horrible. And not only that, but, like, where did Nigel go? Nigel's like, oh, fuck, we got to get a referee, and then runs to the back. But in the camera, there's 3 referees that Nigel can literally touch before he runs to the back. The Nigel thing was just a fucking mess. It was garbage. And all that, but then you had the 3 red guys, which most likely the Kingdom, spoiler, come out. First off, that's very not Ring of Honor-ish. It's just like, oh, whatever, 3 fucking red man group guys, what the fuck ever. And then they have a return. This guy is coming back from a great injury. Who's the guy with the return? The name is slipping me, and I apologize. Boom, do you know?
What?
The guy who made the return with the red masks.
It was War Machine.
He was injured from a motorcycle accident.
Oh, you're talking about
War
Adam Cole?
Machine.
War Machine. Thank you, Rob. Sorry.
War Machine. Yeah, okay, I'm
War
sorry.
Machine made a return, but here's the thing. Put that early in the card. That's like, you know, being like a religious person and being like, here's real life Jesus. And you're like, yay, I got to saw Jesus. And then there's like, here's Al Sharpton. And you're just like, yeah, but we just saw Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, we just saw Samoa Joe. And that, would War Machine reaction be good if, like, it was earlier in the card? Yeah. But you can't be like, here's Michael Jordan. Oh, by the way, we also got Bill Cartwright. You got to put Bill Cartwright first. You can't just be like, here's... So I felt bad for War Machine because, oh my god, was that a horrible return. Like, you have the Kingdom dressed in red mask, which is a horrible fucking gimmick for the ROH product. Then you have him come out, and he's like, yeah, I returned from a motorcycle accident. Look at me, I'm so strong. We just saw Joe. Get the fuck out of the ring. You know what I mean? It was just horrible timing, and I felt so bad for him. But the Nigel thing, and then the finish, I'm not even gonna shit on the finish. You know, the guy, fuck, I'm having a brain fart. Briscoe hasn't been pinned like in 87 years. Sarcasm there, but he hasn't been pinned in a real long time. And all three guys, I don't know. I did not hate the finish as much as I hated everything else. Like, I think if that was a decent match, you got rid of the Nigel segment, you got rid of War Machine and put it earlier in the night. I mean, that's got to. It's like being a stand-up comedian and be like, "Hey, can you go on after Seinfeld's?" Sure, I'll go on after Seinfeld. That's gonna work out for me. I don't fucking get it. But overall, it was a really bad match. It was a really bad last hour, and I just don't understand. Like, how straight up shoot, how fucking stupid do you feel to be War Machine? Motorcycle accident, make your return, and you come out after Joe. And for those like Rob that are newer, Samoa Joe is such a huge part of Ring of Honor history. He's such a big part. I would compare it in sports terms, Michael Jordan returning to the Bulls. You know what I mean? That's what it would be like. And then you have his return, and then you're like, oh yeah, here's War Machine. It's just... Because War Machine video package on on Ring of Honor television were good. It's just the timing is horrible. All right, to live comments, gentlemen. Unless you have anything else to add.
Quick question, Dave. Would you say that like Samoa? Well, because you liked hockey, you remember Cam Neely, right?
Of course.
Would you say it was like whenever fans were so excited to see Cam Neely to see if he could come back? Just whenever he came back, just to skate, just to see if he could skate again and come back. Like, people were just really, really amped up just to see him again.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's just, it's a hero coming home. That's what
a franchise
That's
icon.
what Samoa Joe was. Yeah, it's an icon coming home. You know, yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal if you're a Ring of Honor fan, and then you just have War Machine come on after that. Fuck. Bad. All right, let's go to some live comments. Booms, do you have anything else to add, or just live comments and wrap this bad boy up?
You know, I'll just say this. Even though the last hour wasn't great, I would still recommend people watch this pay-per-view.
Yes, I agree.
I think Ring of Honor overall did a good job. I think there was a lot of positives that outweighed any negatives, and a lot of the negatives, I mean, yeah, we're kind of nitpicking on a few things, but the negatives really weren't all that bad when you look at the grand scheme of things. I just kind of wish that people would not look at WWE and go, oh, well, this is how wrestling is supposed to be done, and when people watch other products, it's like, well, this isn't anything like WWE, therefore it must be wrong. I mean, that's like saying, well, McDonald's sells a lot of hamburgers, and your hamburgers aren't like McDonald's, so therefore it's a bad hamburger. I would just say give it a win, check it out, and I would rather Ring of Honor try some new things and fail trying to be awesome rather than WWE going out there and putting out lackluster material.
All right, let's go over some live comments. CookResports.internet infantry chat. I love you, but if it's not a WWE product, you guys are sleeping. Damn you, internet infantry chat. To Twitter, at Rob, at SIDUAKAL. He tweeted us, and I retweeted him. At KEVENOCH, he says, Yuha Nation is awesome, I agree, but please tell him to stop doing diving headbutts. Alright, I'm going to go mail something. I'm going to try to mail pay-per-view profits winner's thing again, because we're having bad luck getting it to him. But if I go to the post office and I see him, I'll be like, excuse me, Yuha Nation, need a moment? No, I'm just kidding, but yeah. At Vinny the Samurai. Dude, that is such a fucking awesome Twitter handle. I don't think I'm ever going to stop marking out over your Twitter handle. Says, sorry for missing most of the review. Don't worry. You can like, comment, subscribe, and check it out again. But I was going to ask you guys, what did you think of Maria? I think she's beautiful. I thought it was one of the most sports entertainment matches that I've seen. It was enjoyable. And I think she's really good. I don't think she's a great wrestler, but minus 100. But Ring of Honor did a good job hiding her.
Great entertainer, though.
I think she's beautiful. She actually did Playboy, and I know this is going to sound very weird. I think she looks so much better with clothes on. Like, I think she's amazing. I think she's one of the most beautiful women alive, especially her eyes. I don't think that's where he was going with that. But
I'm gonna tell Layla you said that.
I do love Layla and Gail Kim too. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to have Fave 5 again. Boom, 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 ba-da-da. Facebook. All right. He said someone in Facebook's like, I love your show, but I have to go to sleep. And I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? All right, we'll go. Son of a biscuit. We're in the spam comments. Hold on, I didn't want to go into spam comments, but I have to. All right, spam, you're a bunch of jerks. I am Mikey. What's Ciampa injured? Time is Ciampa suffered some. Oh, we already read this. ROH will tape TV. We already read this. Why are you? So there's comments we've already read going into spam. What the fuck is wrong with you, YouTube? No, get your shit together. Does Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks go down as one of the best rivals in wrestling history? I don't know, because it's a good rival in history. In history, yeah, not enough people know. Maybe in time, but I think it's too soon. Where do Young Bucks rank on all-time great tag teams? It depends what you rank them as. You know, the all-time greats. I don't know. I think for their style of wrestling and being entertaining, they rank really high. But do you count championships? Do you count exposure? These are tough questions. But yeah, I do love the Young Bucks, even though they're slimy and fucking creepy as hell. Did TNA miss out on an opportunity with AJ Styles and the Young Bucks? Yes, and that list goes forever. TNA, I really think their first pay-per-view back should be missed out opportunities. Welcome to TNA's Missed Out Opportunities. Think about it. You could have Okada versus CM Punk in the main event. You could have Young Bucks versus Christopher Daniels and Kaz. Oh my God. This is the greatest TNA idea ever. Just TNA Missed Out Opportunities. Tanahashi would be there. Oh my God. It would be the greatest pay-per-view ever. Dude, Dixie Carter, get on that shit. Get on that shit. Fuck TNA originals, fuck that. Just TNA missed opportunities. And just whoever's been in the company and you just missed the boat on, bring them back. Are you kidding me? Okada versus CM Punk? That'd be amazing. Almost every WWE star they missed out on.
I don't know. I'd rather see CM Punk against AJ Styles.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's another missed opportunity. Well, but the thing is, with that matchup, people have seen it a lot. Check out your local DVD distributor or YouTube. With commentary being as bad as it is on Raw, that most people mute the show, why is it so bad that New Japan's commentary is in Japanese? It could be worse. It could be Michael Cole and the King. That's a great point, Lennox Worse. And I don't know. I'm a huge combat sports fan, and I don't need to know commentary. Like, I watch Lucha all the fucking time, and I don't know shit about Spanish. I'm just like, oh my fucking God, did you see Aerostar? Have you heard the song, Do You Want to Job to Roman Reigns? It's hilarious. Yes. It's really funny. It's a little comedian guy who does comics and wrestling.
Boom Boom showed us it, actually.
Oh, did he? Cool.
Yeah.
Boom Boom, do you know the guy who did that? Because I don't know. I know he does a lot of anime stuff and does...
I don't know the guy personally or anything.
Do you know his name so we can at least just plug the channel?
I think it's Mark the Remark, something like that. I don't know. I just stumbled across it, to be honest.
All right. Yeah, he does a lot of anime stuff and just got into pro wrestling. And the more he does pro wrestling, the better I like it. It's
Little Curry Bow.
It's Little Curry Dog?
Curry Bow? I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Little Kuriboh, Littlekuriboh, and he does manga and anime, and he does wrestling. And the more he does wrestling, the better. Because, you know what I hate is, it's just me because I'm a wrestling fan. I hate comedians that are like, oh, I'm going to get into wrestling. Get it? Wrestling fans are losers? It's like, oh, to me, he's growing into his own. But when a comedian does wrestling, and he's like, oh, get it? Wrestling fans are loser? It reminds me of a stand-up comedian going, airline food. What's up with that? It's just, all right, we get it. We're fucking losers. Do you have anything to add? And, and he's really improved. This guy has really improved. Because, here's an example. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's a real wrestling fan. So he's funny and knows the product. I think there's too many comedians that are like, oh, you can get a fan base in wrestling? Oh, I get it. Let me just make jokes. Wrestling fans are losers. Get it? We get it, comedian guy. We fucking get it. AJ Styles and ACH knew better than to follow the Young Bucks on this show. Alberta had to learn the hard way. Very true. Is Jay Lethal WWE ready? Yes, yes, and yes, without a doubt. Is Truth Martini an underrated manager? Without a doubt. I think Truth Martini is one of the best, and Truth Martini needs to get with back with Roderick Strong. I think, minus Paul Heyman and Bobby the Brain Heenan, I'm ranking Truth Martini that fucking high. I think very high things of Truth Martini. I might get me some heel heat, but yeah, Truth Martini is pretty amazing, and he just keeps improving. But yeah. All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. If we missed any of your comments, we do apologize. It's getting a little wacky. Vinny Del Chev, hopefully I pronounced that right. Hey, Coco, who do you think is the best overall talent in ROH? Charisma, mic skills, in-work, etc. Ooh. I don't know. Because charisma and mic skills change everything. I think highly of ACH. I think highly of Roderick Strong. I think those two are best. But then you go charisma and mic skills. I'm gonna have to give it to the Briscoes. The Briscoes might not be at that level of ring work, but their ring work is level high enough, and their mic skills and charisma are fucking amazing. I love the Briscoes, dude. Like, I'm not into reality television, but if the Briscoes had a reality TV show, I'd fucking watch it. Like, dude, and they just have one-liners that, like, they're just naturally funny. You just know they've been funny fucking dudes for a long time. And in the match, because he's like, I got a plan up my sleeve. And the one brother looks at him and goes, but you're not wearing sleeves. I don't know. It's just that type of comedy gets me. I think if you're going charisma, mic skills, in work, overall talent, I'm going to say the Briscoe brothers. I think they're just amazing at what they do. And not only that, but Mark Briscoe in his new role, I think shows, because like a big thing about the Briscoes is like they'll never let that on WWE, because they are very opinionated and say stuff that's possible controversy that you couldn't say, on a WWE scale. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, they could never make it in WWE, not the way they do. But I think Mark Briscoe in his recent run shows that differently. I could see the Briscoes making a jump anywhere. So yeah, if you're counting charisma and mic skills along with ring work, I would have to go Briscoes. Young Bucks versus Red Dragon. What's that?
Young Bucks aren't your pick?
I consider them New Japan guys. Yes, Ring of Honor guys.
Wait, hold on. I thought they don't just wrestle for both?
They do, but if you gun to your head, they're New Japan guys.
Oh, okay, so they're more like lone talent. Okay.
Yeah. They're like New Japan guys that stop by often. So it's like that one uncle who fucking sleeps on your couch because he's too drunk to drive home. He doesn't officially live there, but he's there often. Did that even make sense? Like, where? I probably could have did a better story than that. I am Mikey. Mike Ashford says Young Bucks vs. Red Dragon is the one tag team rivalry I would never get tired of watching. They continue to evolve the tag team division. I agree. Bullet Club will be on Jakara's King of Trios. Young Bucks and Styles represent. Just a fun fact. I got Jakara and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I got to start watching more. But yeah, I'll probably
watch it. I'm going to be watching Jakara now that I know Young Bucks are going to be on it.
Jakara is very interesting. It's sports entertainment. It's sports entertainment at its highest level, but as soon as the bell rings, it's amazing pro wrestling. So, like, you'll see stuff that you're like, really? I mean, you'll see guys dressed up as animals. You'll see ants. You'll see all this fun shit. And you're just like, this is crazy. It's like the best of comic books meets the best of pro wrestling. It's really a good product. I just don't watch it enough. Javier Olmos, I love this pay-per-view and give it a win. The thing that I like was the WWE finish for the last two matches. Oh, the thing I didn't like, I was like, whew, good thing I reread that question. I almost ruined Javier's reputation. Mikey says, I feel the main event was kind of had bad booking or got overshadowed by great pro rest throughout the match. Jay Briscoe is the perfect ROH champ, but kind of looked weak with each talent, including Hansen gaining pinfalls on the champ, who is built to look strong. I feel Hansen was only involved to give the prospect tourney some prestige. looking forward to see where the Briscoe Championship run goes. Hopefully ROH can book the Samoa Joe match. Yeah, everyone needs that. Hanson needs to stay in a tag team division with Rowe ASAP again, seeing he is healing up. And then he says Briscoe and the ROH Championship. Who are the all? Take two. I apologize. Who are all your top 3 picks for dream matches contenders if you are delirious booking the upcoming ROH Mania season summertime? Oh, without a doubt, Briscoe versus Samoa Joe. It just fucking, if that doesn't happen, that would be the biggest fucking letdown ever. Like, it just has to. I mean, there's no fucking way it doesn't. I'd like to see Briscoe versus Styles, but with both titles on the line. That will never happen. That's just me being greedy. Briscoe versus Styles. And maybe if you're going to do... Oh, what about this? What about this as a dream match? And this is more, not in ring-wise, but just what the belts mean. The IWGP champion, the AAA champion, and the Ring of Honor champion in a 3-way. That would be fucking amazing. Just because I'm a huge belt mark, and the AAA and the IWGP and Ring of Honor titles really mean something to me. And have all 3 champions in the ring at the same time, for me being a super pro wrestling nerd, that would be a real big deal for me. All right, I think we're done. And if we're not done and we missed it, I apologize. Oh, we got more spam comments. Young Bucks versus Red Dragon or TLC early 2000? Which is a better series? In ring-wise, Young Bucks, Red Dragon, but changing the landscape of wrestling, TLC series. Could Moose make it in WWE? Maybe as a tag with Yuha Nation. That would be the greatest tag team ever, and no one would ever fucking lose to it. Yes. The only thing that holds back Yuha Nation and Moose, and I'm going to be blunt, they're black and can wrestle. If they were white and couldn't wrestle, they would be champions already. I mean, it's fucking mean.
It's horrible that that's true.
They're black and can wrestle.
But, like,
that's the problem.
I don't know. I'm optimistic about UHA just because WWE has to start looking to correct their race relations issues, and UHA I think is big enough that I could see Vince McMahon. Someone could persuade I think Vince McMahon to get behind UHA.
So
I feel like he should have learned from Bobby Lashley by now.
Yeah, and not only, but Bobby Lashley, a lot of people shit on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's had a pretty decent run in TNA as champ, and it's mostly because he knows how to hide his weaknesses. I think Bobby Lashley could have been a big star for WWE if they knew how to hide his weaknesses. But WWE doesn't give a fuck about weaknesses. Hence, sample Dave Bautista. Booms! Oh, first off, before I let Booms wrap this up, if we missed any of your comments, we do apologize. Rob, please try to hit them up when you can, just, so that there's some interaction. We don't want to disrespect any members of the Internet Infantry, and I'll try to do the same. Any questions, any great questions that we missed, we'll try to put in the next Stump the Idiot. And we apologize. Just tonight, YouTube was acting a little funkity-dunkity with the comments. Boom, boom. Thank you for being welcome back. It feels good. I don't know why. I miss you. I miss you on the Raw and pay-per-views. It feels like we don't only working only once or twice a week. It feels like we don't get to hug enough. We don't get to cuddle. Boom, boom. I miss you so much. It hurts. With that, my favorite thing is Boom Boom has, I don't know, conservative family values, and sometimes I leave that on his wall and his whole family sees it.
Great
Boom
game.
Boom. Boom Boom, I love you. Let's wrap up this show, baby.
Well, I want to tell everybody, especially if you're new, you can always visit us at KocoSports.com. That's KOCOSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got you covered there on the site. We've even got our news and gossip section as well as our very popular video on demand section. So be sure to check us out at KocoSports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
Rob, plug them how they can find you. Say, hey, I work here for free.
You can find him at Walmart in St. Pete, working the aisle 8, stocking sugar and flour and Jell-O. Wait a minute. No, you meant online. Sorry.
Boom Boom.
It
I
might
kid
be
you
at that
not.
rate.
If there's a best of Boom Boom clip show, that's got to be in there. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz Boom Boom. All right, Rob. Tell them where they can reach you.
SID UAKAL on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch TV.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
we
and
can do
YouTube.
Twitch TV in the future.
I'm on YouTube too. My bad.
All right, so cool deal. So make sure to check it out. If we missed any of your comments, we do apologize. Please like, comment, subscribe. We try to do at least one video a day, and we're going to try to boost that up. Me, Rob, and Boom Boom are working on ideas to bring more content. So hopefully one day that will be your #1 stop for combat sports news and wrestling. So please check out the blog, kocosports.net. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to the internet infantry, especially the live commenters. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for the likes and comments. Boom Boom, Rob, thank you very much. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.